Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome in the Nio ET5. This is the third car that Nio is introducing here in Europe. Last year they introduced their first car, that was the ET7, and this is basically the smaller brother of the ET7 because the ET7 is a big luxury sedan and this is a sports sedan. This car is competing in Europe here with the Polestar 2, Volkswagen ID.7, Hyundai Ioniq 6, BYD Seal, also electric car from China, and the Polestar 2. Now in this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in a nutshell about this ET5. I'm going to tell you what the range on this car is and how fast the car is, and I'm going to show you the interior and exterior design on this Nio ET5. Well, let's start this video with, well, probably the most important stuff, and that is the range on this car. In Europe, this car is available with two battery sizes, a smaller battery that is 77 kilowatt hours and a bigger 100 kilowatt hour battery pack. At the end of the year, later in 2023, Nio is planning to release a 150 kilowatt hour battery, but I'm not sure what the range is going to be with that battery size. I do know that the smaller battery offers a range of 465 kilometers, and the bigger 100 kilowatt hour battery pack offers a range of 590 kilometers. Now, of course, that's a theoretical range. In reality, it will be a little bit less than that, but still, that's a pretty good range. And just like with any other electric car, you can fast charge the ET5, but the smaller battery, you can charge up to 125 kilowatt, and the bigger battery can take 140 kilowatt. But what is different compared to any other electric car is the fact that you can swap the battery on the Nio ET5. This is a big party piece of all the Nio cars. You can swap the batteries. So if you want to do that, you have to go to a Nio swapping station. And if you go there, the car will drive itself into the station and then automatically will take out the old empty battery and replace it with a new fully charged battery. And it only takes like 5 minutes. So you don't have to wait for like 20 minutes to charge up your car. You only have to take 5 minutes and then you're good to go. Now in China, Nio has a lot of swapping stations, and I believe they have done more than 20 million swapping sessions in China. And in Europe, they are starting to build them, and there are already a couple of them finished, like in Germany. In the Netherlands, there are 4 swapping stations, and also in the northern region of Europe, like in Norway and Sweden, there are also a couple of swapping stations built already. Then let's talk about the performance on this car. As standard, the ET5 here in Europe has 2 electric motors, one on the front, one on the rear, giving the car a total system output of 490 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque, which is just a lot. Now obviously this is not the first electric car that is very powerful and very fast, but it's still pretty impressive. I'd say almost 500 horsepower in a compact sedan. Now the car will do the 0 to 62 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in only 4 seconds. And yeah, the car is just really fast. Now you can easily change the drive modes on this car. There's a big drive mode button here on the center console, and if you press it, you can see how fast the car will go in different drive modes, which is just really convenient. So like for example in the Sport Plus mode, the car will do, well, like I said, 4 seconds, but if I go in a regular sport mode, the car will do 0 to 62 miles an hour in 5.9 seconds. And I have to say the handling on the car is completely different compared to the handling on the ET7, which again is a luxury saloon, and this is obviously a sports sedan, so this car handles more like a sports sedan. It's not as sporty as a BMW i4, but I would say it is more sporty than a regular Tesla Model 3, so not the performance version, but just a regular Model 3. The steering is pretty direct on the car, and the only thing that I don't really like is the seating position, because it is really high in this car. I would say way too high to my personal liking, but I think maybe even too high for people that are quite tall. So if you even think about getting an ET5, you probably should visit a Nio showroom just to check out if you would even fit behind the steering wheel, again if you're really tall. I do have to say, I do really like everything else in the interior here. The interior looks really classy, and especially the materials that are used, I really like. I have to say the materials are of less quality than in the ET7, but then again that is the flagship model, and I really like the different sort of materials that they have used. For example, the top layer on the dashboard is like a squishy, soft top layer, and just a little bit below that you get this fake leather that you also get on the seats, which looks really nice. And below that, on the top level, on the dashboard and also the door panels, you get like a cloth fabric, which looks really classy. I think it's becoming a bit of a trend nowadays to have cloth in the interior, and the Nio ET5 certainly has it, and it looks really great. And what I really like is the material in the door panels here, because it feels, and I'm pretty sure it is, just rubber, which I have never seen on a door panel. That may sound a little bit weird, but it does look really cool, and it actually kind of feels good as well. So yeah, it's a bit quirky, but I like it. What I also really like in the interior are the screens that you get here. You get a smaller display in front of you, and you get this massive screen in the center here. It's almost 13 inch. It's an AMOLED screen, so it has a high resolution and it's very sharp and very clear. And the infotainment system is really fast, because basically all the Nio cars have a lot of compute power in them. They're almost comparable to Tesla, or maybe they even have a little bit more computing power. So it is very easy to operate the infotainment system here. But you can also operate a lot of stuff with voice commands. This car has the Nomi, well, let's say robot. It's like a Tamagotchi that is sitting on the dashboard. It's a quirky detail in a pretty, let's say, business-orientated car. Now the car has a pretty big wheelbase, resulting in a lot of legroom here behind me. But the car doesn't have a big luggage compartment. You see that with a lot of Chinese cars, because the Chinese just love a lot of legroom, and apparently it's worth sacrificing the luggage compartment for. So the car has only 390 liters of luggage space, which is just way less than in, for instance, the Tesla Model 3. So that's it for this first quick look at the Nio ET5. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, why not consider subscribing, and then I'll see you in the next one.